This is the video I've been most excited for. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Nelly and I am an indie author. And today we're going to be talking about my costs to publish my first book that literally came out 2 days ago. So we've got a large chai latte and we are going to get into this. These are my favorite videos to watch every time someone comes out with a book and they have this video attached to it. I'm like, I cannot wait to watch it. Okay, so I'm not one for disclaimers, but I'm just gonna throw this one out there. Obviously, you do not have to spend this much money. You can spend way more than this. You can spend way less than this. It's all about finding the things that work best for you. So these are just how much I spent to self-publish my book. So let's get the most expensive aspect out of the way, and that is copy editing or editing. Not everyone gets copy editing, but that's the version that I chose to get, and it's hefty, but I honestly think it's so worth it. When I got my copy edits back, I was like, oh my god, there was like I don't know actually how much, but it felt like there were hundreds or 1,000 like fixes, just because a lot of it is also small things, so like a comma here and there, or a comment saying, you know, probably shouldn't use this word, or highlights on like, you use this word right next to each other, you should probably think about changing one of them, so it's not like you're constantly reading the same word. Copy edits are so important, and I love my copy editor. She is here on YouTube as well, but she, I think, charges a very fair price, and it's just the length of your book that really throws it out. But my copy editing price was $869.69. So this price includes the just copy edit plus a tiny bit of a tip, but it's essentially just 1 cent per word. So I had, my word count is approximately 86,000 in this story, so makes sense. $869.69. It was a hefty amount to give, but I saved up for it, so it was okay. So this next one is actually not the second most expensive, but it was actually the first thing I paid for. So I'm gonna backtrack and say this one first, and it kind of goes in to editing because it has more to do with the actual writing of the book, and that's beta reading. I know a lot of people get their beta reading done for free. I just haven't been able to find people to do that for me. So currently I still use Fiverr, and I don't remember if I used 2 or 3 for this first book. For the rest of the books I've been using 2, but I think I used 3 for this first book, and I paid $111.52, broken up into the 3 of them had their own prices, or 2 of them, I don't remember. But yeah, that's such a crucial part. That is, like, I'd say probably a little bit more important than copy editing, just because if the story has all the things missing from it, copy editing isn't even needed because you need to get your story down right. So yeah, $111.52. It's not terrible. It's a little expensive, but it's also not, because you have to read the entire book. Mind you, at that point my manuscript was like 60,000 words, so it was shorter, and you have to give all of your opinions. I did find a beta reader that I love from doing that, so she has read the entire series through so far. But yeah. Okay, then the most expensive thing that I paid for after copy edits was the cover, obviously, but still, it's actually not expensive at all. I love my cover designer as well. She, honestly, out of everybody that I've worked with, she has to be the best because she keeps dealing with my bullshit and she does not complain at all. She, especially this first round, because it's my first time publishing at all, so the different files needed for Ingram and KDP, the different sizing has been such a problem. She has not complained once. She just keeps sending me whatever file I need. She is amazing. So yeah, so her charge is $200 for the cover, and then I just added $10 for a tip, which I feel like is not enough. So when I pay for book 2, I'm definitely adding a bit more. But and then she does, I think, like a 10 or 20%, I think 10% off per book if it's a series, except for like every books 2 and after or 10% off. So I think it would be $180 for the rest of my books, but that tip is getting added. But this time around, I paid $210, and I think it's so worth it. I love my cover. I did go into it knowing what I wanted though, so we didn't really have that back and forth. It was more the back and forth of like fixing. I have like a bunch of copies of what we did, and we just like fixing it all. I also went into book 2 knowing what I wanted. I kind of have an idea, very light, of what I might want for book 3. So she's just very open, and I love her. I just realized this turned into me just shouting out my cover designer, but like, she deserves it. She's so nice. She lives in the Philippines. She's amazing. But yeah, you should check her out if you want. If you like my cover, if you like the, what's it called, Guild by Raven Kennedy. She also designed those covers. I also bought some munchkins. Hopefully nothing looks different. I just dropped my light and everything kind of like, Anyway, the next cost we're gonna talk about is pre-release marketing or production marketing. And by that, I mean, it's like the marketing aspect of it, but it was done for the production process. So I'm adding it in here because normally I wouldn't add marketing into this because that's something that's done afterward. But because I did do it for the production kind of the book, I'm adding it here. And by that, I mean the cover reveal and the art copies. So for both of those, I used Espresso Book Tours, and not that I regret it. I usually don't regret anything in my life, but I definitely don't think it was worth it. So for the cover reveal, which is the first thing that I paid for, it was $40, and essentially what you do is you just send the cover, you send some information on it, and then they get a bunch of people to sign up for it for social medias or their own blogs or anything like that to basically on your cover reveal day reveal it to the world. And that part is very exciting, so I signed up for it, and then they do it, and everybody uses the exact same picture, and it's not even a nice picture. Like, they put your cover onto this design, and it's not even cute, doesn't match your cover at all. They all use the exact same caption. It just was not worth it. I did not see any engagement from it. I didn't get anyone pre-ordering it, which I didn't really care. That wasn't the point of this. I didn't get any ads on Goodreads. I didn't even get anyone coming to my page. Like, I got nothing from it. So yeah, I'm glad I did it because now I know not to do it again. But that was $40. And then the other thing I paid for with them was the NetGalley book listing for your ARCs, and that was $65 for 1 month. Technically, my month isn't over yet. It's over in a few days, like this weekend. So I don't actually know my stats on it. But I've only gotten 2 reviews on Goodreads. Goodreads says 3 because one of them is mine. But I've only gotten 2 reviews on Goodreads. So again, $65, not worth it for that. We'll see, because some of them might like just lag on putting it on Goodreads, or like they might wait until the book is out to be putting it on stuff. So we'll see. But that was $65 that I paid for the pre-release marketing. And the final thing I paid for was something that I actually completely forgot to account for in my budgeting. So the good thing is it's not like crazy expensive, but it was money that I didn't realize that I was gonna need to spend. And that was $28.64 on proof copies. So I ended up getting 3 proof copies. We have this one from Ingram Spark, which is the one that I hate because they cut it wrong. So the entire cover is wrong, but it's also the only one without the bar. So it's the only one I can use for marketing, and I hate this copy. I cannot wait for the book to release so I get author proofs from Amazon, because I got these 2 from Amazon and I love these so much more. The quality just generally, like holding it, so much better. This is the one I actually like proofed in. And then this one I got because I changed stuff on the inside, so I wanted to check that out. But yeah, and the Amazon ones are cheaper too to get. So there's that. So that is everything that I spent money on to produce this book. I spent $1,324.85. which is expensive. But all worth it, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. And although that is all I spent the money on, so technically this video is over, I did do some calculations in terms of how much money I'm going to get from each of the different places to see how many copies I would have to sell in order to make that money back. I also have a version of this for my business expenses that I've spent money on, so how much I would have to sell this book to make money back on that. And I also have it based on other books in this series. So yeah, I'm a little crazy with my stats, but love to see it. So we're gonna start with Ingram Spark because I hate Ingram Spark and it pisses me off, so I'm just gonna get it over with first. The reason it pisses me off is because originally the royalty was $3.12 per book, and then November 6th, which they kept bothering us about it, they're like, November 6th, prices are changing. So I was like, oh, okay, my royalty is gonna go down, but I didn't expect it to go down that much. After November 6th, I checked, it was $2.83. It went down by 29 cents. It went down so low that it's almost the same price as a KDP ebook. That's not the worst part. The worst part is the other day I checked again and it's down to $2.77. So it's literally almost the exact same price as a KDP ebook, and it's worse quality than KDP. I was like, what? How? So essentially I'm making pennies off of the book sold there. The good thing is it's Ingram. Most people do buy from Amazon, so as much as I don't love Amazon as a company, the royalty is higher there. But based off of the $2.77, if I was just to sell through Ingram Spark and just get my royalties through there, in order to make back the $1,300, I would have to sell 478 copies of the book. Now let's move on to KDP. Now KDP, I am gonna have it under Kindle Unlimited too, which the royalty on that changes from 0.004 cents to 0.005 cents per page read. So I average it out to 0.0045 cents per page read that you would receive. My problem is I don't know what page number Kindle is gonna give my book, so I'm still waiting to see that before I can kind of calculate how many. But it's gonna be around, I don't know, like 700 copies, because you get pennies. Like, you get not much off of people reading off Kindle Unlimited, but you get more in the sense that more people are willing to try it off Kindle Unlimited. So it's a give and take, but I don't exactly know that number, but it's gonna be around 600 to 800, like somewhere around there. And that's like me taking not full books read, but like just page number and then dividing that by how big the book is, 600 to 800 copies. And then we have KDP. Why can I not say KDP? And then we have KDP ebooks, which my royalty there is $2.73, which is not that bad. It ranges from $2.73 to $2.75 for like most things that I've seen. So it's not that bad, especially considering my ebook is $3.99. So it's, out of all of the options, the most money that I'm getting for what I'm offering it for. So in order to make back money just selling through KDP ebooks, I would have to sell 485 copies in order to break even on how much I spent for this book. And finally, for KDP paperbacks, which is, I'm assuming, the most way that people are gonna get paperbacks, and honestly, the best quality. I do get the most royalty off of this. It's still not like a dramatic number compared to how much I'm selling it for, but it is the biggest number. So for each paperback here, I would be making $3.78 off of a $13.99 paperback. And so that means I would have to sell 350 copies of just the KDP paperback in order to break even on my costs. And so off of the $2.73 KDP ebook, $3.78 KDP paperback, and $2.77 Ingram paperback, I averaged that number out to see if, like, you average all the different places, how much would your royalty be? And so the royalty ends up being $3.09. It was $3.11 before Ingram started changing, so 2 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but it's so much if you start adding up the different, like, the books that you're selling. But anyway, so off of a $3.09 average royalty, I would have to average sell 438 copies of the book. That's either ebook or paperback, not counting Kindle page reads, in order to break even. And even like, we're not even seeing profits yet, we're just breaking even on the $1324.85 that I spent on this book. So currently we are pre-filming. It's actually Thanksgiving Day today, and since I don't celebrate, my roommates are not here and I have the house to myself, but it is Thanksgiving Day, so we are pre-filming. So currently we only have one pre-order for the KDP ebook, and I have 9 people who have added it to their Goodreads to read shelves. So it's not a lot, but first of all, to me, when I saw that the other day that I had one pre-order, I was like, one person pre-ordered it. And it's because I know currently that I have like no following. I don't really have that much interest in it. That's not my goal. My goal isn't to sell these 400 copies right away, which it would be nice, but I know realistically that's not probably gonna happen. So my goal is really just to slowly increase and grow everything. But I really like that because I have made so many mistakes. I'm still dealing with the paperback issues. I think I got them fixed now. So I don't even have my website fixed, my newsletter done. So it's so nice, honestly, sometimes not having people following me, because so many problems I get to work through without people, being there to witness it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching how much I spent for this book. It is very different for every author. It's going to be very different for every book. I have these calculations down for the books that I've already started paying for, and I can already tell you book 2, actually book 2 is not going to be that much more expensive, but it's going to be more expensive. I think every book in this series is just going to get gradually more expensive just because they get longer. So editing ends up being more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.